Hello, and thank you for taking time to review this overview of the Supplemental Expository Writing Curriculum Pilot program being conducted by Do It Right. The major headings of the presentation appear down the left side of the screen and are highlighted by the red arrow as we go along. So let's get started. Do It Right is a Minnesota-based company that is launching a supplemental expository instructional writing curriculum that is geared to middle and high school grade students. The curriculum concentrates on developing basic expository writing skills and is based on a proven methodology that's been developed from over 30 years of use in public and private high schools. Instructional methods and content have been honed and streamlined to be very easy to understand by students. And a key design aspect of the curriculum is that it supplements a school's existing core writing curriculum. It does not replace it. Moving on to the general background, over the past 20 years, the emphasis in high school curriculum with respect to English instruction seems to have been predominantly focused on reading and creative writing, while expository writing has been largely ignored. And there are numerous published studies and reports indicating that there is an alarming number of U.S. students in middle and high school grades who are deficient in basic writing skills. We have seen from our primary research that many schools have elevated the importance of fostering and reinforcing positive character values and leadership principles. So given these conditions, there's an opportunity to create a supplemental instructional writing program that not only builds foundational writing skills, but also provides examples of positive decision-making and choices. And we created the Do It Right Supplemental Expository Writing Curriculum to combine the core writing instruction and reinforce positive character, value, and choices. A little bit about us. Do It Right was formed in 2009. We are currently conducting a pilot of the supplemental curriculum with a select number of schools. Mike Foley is the founder and managing partner of Do It Right. Mike has over 30 years of teaching English and writing in public and private high schools, and he is the creator of the curriculum, putting it together over the past 5 years, all based on his 30 years of experience. Spence Morley is a co-founder and partner of Do It Right. Spence has been consulting with early-stage companies on business and financing strategy and planning since 1990. Now let's take an in-depth look at the curriculum, and we'll start with an overview. The program has 3 tracks: English, Science, and Social Studies. Each track has 5 levels. Each level has 12 lessons, and each lesson has 5 parts. Each lesson is somewhat equivalent to an actual class lesson plan. So let's look at a high-level structured diagram. Again, there are 3 tracks: English, Science, and Social Studies. In each track, there are 5 levels, 1 through 5, which roughly correspond to grades 7 through 12, depending on the school. One level can be accomplished in a 20-week semester if students spend about 30 minutes a week. Each of the 5 levels have 12 lessons. Looking at the tracks in greater depth, as we said, there are three academic disciplines: English, Science, and Social Studies. Each track stands alone, meaning that each track contains identical writing instruction content. The only difference between the tracks are the character topics, which tie directly to the discipline of that particular track. Now let's look at the levels. There are 5 levels in each track. Level 1 is about basic skills of written composition. Level 2 is about organizing and outlining. Level 3 focuses on the paragraph. Level 4 works on 3-part themes. And Level 5 pulls everything together with a formal theme or composition. And some general comments on the levels. Each level, 1 through 5, progresses in complexity and sophistication and picks up where the previous level leaves off. Each level roughly corresponds to a particular grade level, depending on the school. For example, Level 1 might fit with grades 7 and 8, Level 2 with grades 8 and 9, Level 3 with 9 and 10, etc. And each level has 12 lessons. So let's look at the lessons. Each lesson has 5 parts. First is the writing instruction. Then we have the character topic. For example, in English, Level 1, the topics include integrity, respect, loyalty, trust, and as such. Third, there are writing tips for levels 3, 4, and 5, and a special writing tip for the science track. Each level has a student competency quiz, and which reviews the material for that particular lesson. And lastly, there is a writing assignment which focuses on the writing topic of that lesson, drawing on the ideas and material from the character content. The character topics in each lesson are directly related to the academic track. The writing instruction is identical for the same lesson in each track, and the character topics are related to the academic discipline of the track. Let's look at the formats that the curriculum comes in. There's the student version and the teacher version. Going to the student version first, the first option is a standard soft cover printed book with a custom cover for each school in the pilot. And the print version comes in different configurations or dimensions, depending on the school's preference. The second option is for teachers to use the electronic version of the student text and to print out lessons for the students as they go along. Some of the teachers who are currently piloting our curriculum are modifying the electronic content using word processing and presentation software, and then they print a copy for the students who then put them in a 3-ring notebook. Looking at the teacher version, the curriculum for the teacher version is provided in an electronic file, and it's distributed on hard digital media or online. And the teacher version includes all of the material in the student version. There's a teacher's guide, which includes tips and suggestions for instruction, including approaches for incorporating the Socratic method, which Mike Foley has found very useful in this curriculum. There are student quizzes for each lesson and the answer key, and it has a suggested critique for the student writing assignments for each lesson. So a few summary comments. It's important to keep in mind that this is a supplemental curriculum. It's intended to enhance and augment what is currently in place. It is not intended to replace it. The curriculum works across academic disciplines, so it reinforces students' writing skills in all the other classes. This enables the curriculum to fit very well with schools who have initiatives underway to advance the integration of writing across the curriculum. Each level, 1 through 5, roughly corresponds to grades 7 and 8 up to 11 and 12, depending on the school. And one level can be accomplished during a 20-week semester by devoting about 30 minutes a week on the lessons. Given the design of the curriculum, teachers can flex the pace for the class as a whole or for individual students. This has been especially helpful in situations where a teacher may have students from several grade levels in one classroom, or if the school has an open enrollment. A few more brief comments. The curriculum is flexible enough so that students can work in class as a group with the teacher leading the instruction. They can work in class individually with the teacher providing occasional help as needed, or work independently on their own without a teacher. Another important aspect is that the curriculum conforms with the Minnesota K-12 academic standards in language arts. We'd be glad to provide a sample of the curriculum for your review. Moving on to overview of the pilot program itself, we have a few pilots underway and are interested in getting several more going for the summer or fall of 2010. We want a select number of schools of diverse types, be it homeschool, online, charter, public, private, parochial, alternative, as such. And we are offering the pilot at no charge. We would like the pilot to run for the semester, if possible. A school can pilot one or more of the levels from any of the academic discipline tracks, and we would hope that whatever level is being piloted, that the entire level can be covered in a 20-week semester. This would again require students spend about 30 minutes a week working on lessons. And the total number of lessons for any level is about 12 in a semester. So some lessons will take less time than others, but we think this is a reasonable pace. We'd like to be able to check in on a periodic basis to see how things are going. And when the pilot is finished, we would greatly appreciate any comments and suggestions from students and teachers as to the instructional method, content, and format. So now we're down to next steps. We'll follow up with you by phone or email to see if there's a possibility of conducting a pilot in your school. At that time, we can answer other questions and provide more information about the curriculum and the pilot program. We thank you for taking the time to review this presentation and hope that you will consider doing a pilot this summer or fall.